Well, there was a significant shift in Ukraine's war today too, not in the battle lines, but in the words of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. During a 90-minute call with journalists, Zelensky said he was open to discussing the idea of Ukraine adopting a neutral status as part of a peace deal with Russia. Zelensky said no peace deal would be possible without a ceasefire and troop withdrawals, and any major changes would need to be put to a referendum. Well, for more on this, let's bring in international relations expert Professor Al Gillespie. Al, thanks so much for your time tonight. What exactly is Zelensky getting at when he's talking about this neutral status?
It's the idea that the Ukraine would not join another military organisation, so it would not be associated with NATO, and likewise it wouldn't be associated with the Russian side either. It would try to be somewhere in the middle. The problem is this is quite an old idea. It's from an earlier century, but if it brings peace, it's worth looking at.
Yeah, do you think they might need more than that? So first off, say don't join NATO, but do they also have to make some hard decisions about those disputed eastern territories?
Well, it's a two-way negotiation. It's also what Russia wants as well. So Russia might want a larger chunk of eastern Ukraine. It might want the Crimea to be made permanently part of Russia. Whether that's possible or not, it's debatable. They may want to live with it to get peace, but if they do want to live with it, it still has to pass a referendum.
OK, that's going to be difficult, isn't it?
It's going to be very difficult because you create a nasty precedent that anyone wants to invade someone else's country and get it. All you have to do is sit there for a while.
And what's the general feeling about this in terms of what Ukraine should be giving from the West?
At the moment, the feeling is that the battlefield has turned a little bit into the Ukraine's favour, which means that they're likely to have stiffer demands than they would have had, say, 2 weeks ago.
OK, that's promising, I guess. What do you think it's meaning, though, for those neighbouring countries? Is it forcing them to start thinking seriously about how they protect themselves as well?
I think Mr. Putin's had the exact opposite reaction to what he hoped he was going to achieve. So the countries that were not yet part of NATO, like Sweden and Finland, I expect will be having accelerated membership applications. All other countries in the region now will find that their best security is under NATO, not being independent.
OK, so Ukraine won't be joining NATO, but other countries may well be rushing in. Al Gillespie, thanks so much for your time this evening.
Welcome.